Problem restatement is a very simple technique. Again, one of those where we get to ask, are we asking the right questions? Okay, so it's a tool for examining the many facets of an analytic problem. It's best used at the start of a project or whenever the project hits a brick wall. Okay, when you say, oh, we don't know if our analysis is right, we've got all this confusion, we're not sure if we're doing the right things, you go back and you do a problem restatement exercise. And it can help you identify core issues, issues at the periphery, and so on and so forth. Okay? So, let's look at this. There are different approaches. The good book to read is called The Thinker's Toolkit by M.D. Jones. All the references should be in your course pack. Thinker's Toolkit. What he says is this. The question is, for example, let's use the question we had in, how will water shortages affect the stability of West Africa over the coming decade? That's the question I've given you as a director. All right? One approach to problem restatement is to rephrase the question. So, will water shortages result in increased water conflict in West Africa over the coming decade? Right? You're rephrasing here. Right? 180 degrees. So you turn the question on its head this time. How will stability of West Africa affect water availability in the coming decade? Because it might be that stability actually improves the flow of water as opposed to undermine it, or vice versa. All right? You're turning the question on its head here, and we're asking, because these, again, perfectly reasonable questions to ask. You can broaden the focus. How will water shortages affect both West Africa and North Africa over the coming decade? Or you can narrow and say, well, never mind West Africa, let's focus just on Nigeria or whomever. Right? That's narrowing the focus. Redirecting the focus, you can say, will advances in desalination technologies improve West Africa's prospects for stability? So focus instead on a potential solution, not just on the problem. Right? The technology exists to clean water and make it drinkable. Right? So can we get those technologies into the countries at a much faster rate? Might that solve the problem instead? And then, of course, there's the ask why, the 5 whys technique perfected by Japanese engineers at Toyota. Why would West Africa's stability be affected by water shortages? Because shortages result in increased conflict within and across borders. Was one reason I came up with, right? Why do water-related conflicts have such broad geographic scope? Because they do, don't they? Resource conflicts are always across borders. Or because the flow of water is always across borders. Or invariably it is. Right? You can try to dam the water, but it still flows. All right? Another way of looking at this is, why was I late to come here this morning? Because I went to bed late last night. Why did I go to bed late last night? Because I was out partying. Why was I out partying? Because I was celebrating my friend's birthday. Why was it my friend's birthday? Ask his parents. Okay? The idea is here that if you ask the question why at least 5 times, you get to the root cause of the problem. In theory. Doesn't always work, but it's a great way of generating insights.